A lot of people will fill like a personality test or something, and they will maybe like overestimate themselves or underestimate themselves based on some key factors about themselves, like humility, like modesty, fairness, and all those things. So that's why we do this thing called hexaco test to kind of filter people through. Get clients, get them results. You always want to focus on your strengths. There's actually no way for me to actually give the same attention to the $1 million client and to the $500 million client. You just have to focus on doing your thing well. Okay, so just got off a client meeting. Really interesting how if we're like, we have got to a point right now with our agency where we actually are pretty organized. But when we meet clients that they're not organized themselves, it's actually really hard to get things out of them. So that's an interesting thing to me, to actually look at getting clients that are organized themselves first. So just something to think about.
Get down on it. Get on it. Get down on it. How you gonna do it if you really don't wanna dance? By standing on the wall. Get your back up off the wall. Tell me, how you gonna do it?
Working. Okay, so we have a new conference table. This one is legit. Can you feel this? You cannot feel this, but can you feel this? It's amazing. That's not my hand. That's not my hand. These are not my children. This is not my hand, but this is awesome. Yes. That's not my hand. This is an awesome table. So check it out. We're gonna do some awesome conferences here. And not sure about anything else, but this is an awesome conference room. We have another one. Let me show you the other one actually. Let's turn on the light. Check it out. This is the other conference room we have. This one has a TV and whiteboard. That one doesn't, but we're gonna make it. So this is pretty cool actually. Things are moving. I love it. I love it. Why are we doing this? Dan, why are we doing this?
We can spotlight this USB stick.
Awesome.
This USB stick is on the spotlight.
So here I think
We're doing product pictures. This is a product picture for.
Here at Increase Media, I would like to focus and put the light on the issues.
Yes, so if you have an issue, you put it here on the paper. This is the new ad for Kingston. Yes, of course.
Oh, we got Kingston as a client?
Oh, yes, we do. For today.
Awesome.
They will call us after seeing that. I really like this position.
This is the Catalin position.
It's more yoga position, but you can call me that. It has a trademark though.
It's not yoga yet.
I cannot straighten my back. No way.
Your legs had to have another position.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know this thing.
Do you have the manual?
Oh, come on. I need an SOP for this.
No SOPs.
Does this look like a deja vu? Of course it does, because I've actually been here yesterday doing the same thing, doing the vlog. So, yeah, a lot of things happening today. I just love dealing with clients and with everything. I think a really good aspect of doing what I'm doing, which is client work, even though it's hardcore, it involves a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, a lot of outside moving parts that I cannot control. For example, other companies. I think it's beautiful because you meet so many new types of people, and they're so different, and you get to learn from everyone, and it's just awesome. I just love it a lot. So I think that's interesting to me. I like diversity as a person, so for me it's really interesting to get in new environments, feel the difference, kind of like see what's happening and kind of do all that. So I think that's fascinating to me. Really interesting to me right now as I'm thinking, I just filtered through with our office manager Anna here. Anna, you're probably watching. Ciao. We just filtered through a lot of like interviews, right? So I was just really fascinated by the fact that a lot of people will fill like a personality test or something, and they will maybe like overestimate themselves or underestimate themselves based on some key factors about themselves, like humility, like modesty, fairness, and all those things. So that's why we do this thing called hexaco test to kind of filter people through, because if you have a lot of things that show you that you are a really high self-esteem person, you're more likely to overestimate yourself, and that's just fine. And there's a lot of variables that indicate that. So I think that's fascinating. Another fascinating thing that I've noticed, all the people that work with us right now in the team have this thing in this hexacle test. The last thing is openness to experience. And I think that's interesting. That's practically your ability and your kind of tendency to experiment risk, and how do you really experience risk in yourself. And I've kind of looked at all the people that work with us right now, and they all have a really high tendency to openness to experience, which kind of shows why they're working with us, right? If you want the comfortable thing, the thing that you want to do is you just gotta go and you work with a corporate client, and you working with a corporate company, and you do that, and that's comfortable. That's not openness to new experience. If you want to do something different, which is what we're doing, we do something different, you got to be open to experience. And that's why we've attracted the people that we work with right now, and that's why we're going to keep attracting the type of people that want to grow more than they're assumed to grow, and we provide that for them. So I think that's an interesting take on that, and it's maybe a pattern. So anyways, kind of side note, but I'm really fascinated by all of those things. I really hope these vlogs are valuable to you. I just make them with kind of like when I turn on the camera, this camera, you're kind of entering my mind, and my thought pattern is not something I'm making with a complete purpose to do this or that. I'm gonna start making more of those videos soon enough, when we're gonna get some key people in the team to actually like go ahead and manage the Catalin Matei brand, which is something that we're gonna do in the next 1 or 2 weeks, maybe 3. So that's gonna change. But for now, I think I hope you're enjoying the content. I love doing these videos, and as you probably can see, that's why I've kept making them. And there's a lot of good things that come out of this. Either by you watching and giving me a hello and I help you with something, or whatever. I just think it's so nice to be able to share my experience and my kind of document my journey building this agency, growing myself, and helping other people along the way, speaking places and going through challenges and going through all the phases. I think that's just beautiful, and I want to be able to see that 5 years from now. And along the way, I think you, even if you're like a young person or an old person, or you're an aspiring entrepreneur, or you're working in a company, I think it's beautiful to be able to experience that perspective from me, because at the end of the day, everything that you can see is your perspective. So if you live in your perspective only, you're gonna end up just doing what you do, right? But if you keep changing perspectives, and if you watch vlogs like this, if you watch content like this, and if you change that perspective, you're gonna end up being a lot better, because you get ideas from everywhere, and it's just so much more interesting. Yes, so that's what I think, and we're gonna end the vlog with that.
What you gonna do? You got to get on the groove.
I look at Elon Musk, and he's an incredible guy, and I love his mission, I love his drive. That's incredible. At the same time, what I get when I look at him is he's completely different than me. He's really detail oriented. He's